Hello and welcome to Applying Literacy Concepts to Extended School Year. My name is Ann Brinkman and I'm an elementary literacy coach. And I'm going to walk you through some programs that you can utilize during extended school year. So just an overview, we're going to review the reading rope concept and just the different criteria that students have to become a proficient reader. And we're also going to explore some programs that are listed on the screen: Sunday Essentials, Rise Plus, University of Florida Literacy Institute, Florida Center for Reading Research, and Reading Eggs. So looking at Scarborough's reading group, on the left side you see the different criteria of language comprehension. Under language comprehension you see background knowledge, vocabulary, language structures, verbal reasoning, literacy knowledge. And so that's the components of language comprehension that has to be increasingly strategic. Below that you see the word recognition pieces, the phonological awareness, the decoding, the sight recognition, and that has to be increasingly automatic. Those two components come together to make students a skilled reader. So to be a skilled reader, you have to have all those components of language comprehension and all those components of word recognition. So here are some programs that support the reading rope. So the first program we're going to look at is Sunday Essentials. So Sunday Essentials really utilizes the 5 components of reading, which are phonemic awareness, phonics, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. And this is done by the Orton-Gillingham approach. The Orton-Gillingham approach is a multisensory, phonics-based. It's structured and systematic, it's sequential, it's cumulative, and it provides direct instruction. I love this quote that's on the screen, that we must support students learning to read by helping students create neural pathways in the brain. Sunday System Essentials is not a discovery learning. The program is direct and explicit. That direct and explicit approach helps our students become better readers. This program is whole group. Again, it's direct and explicit. Takes 20 to 30 minutes per session. And on your screen, you see the steps. So step 1, this is an online program which you have the username and password for in your literacy resource file. You begin the program by clicking on the lesson that you would like to go through. And the first step of the lesson is always, you're going to be showing students letters and they're telling you the sound, or a specific letter and they're telling you the sound. So the step 1 is students are saying the sound for each letter. The error correction piece is really important. So if a student makes any errors, you're following through by saying, let's trace. You're saying, yes, it's blank, let's trace again. And everyone looks at that letter or letters while they're tracing. Step 2, you're saying a sound and students are writing the sound. If students make an error, you're going to say blank, which is the sound that you've just said to them. What letter makes the blank sound? You're going to write the letter on the board so students are able to see. And if you made a mistake, you're going to tell this to your students. If you made a mistake, cross it out and write blank correctly. Everyone write blank again. Step 3, you're going to be reading words. If students make any errors with reading words, you're going to then tell them, let's trace. So students need to look at the word and trace each letter while saying the sound. Finally, they're going to blend the sounds while pulling the fingers underneath the word and saying the whole word. You say, yes, the word is blank, trace, again, and you're going to blend the sounds 2 more times. Step 4 is where you spell words. Students listen to you say the word, they repeat it, they touch spell, and then they write it. So you would say, for your error correction piece, say blank, touch spell blank, and you stop at where they made that error. You then ask them, what sound do you hear? What letter makes that sound? And then you would say, cross it out and write the word correctly. Everyone write it again. Step 4 also is comprised of sentences. You say the sentence, students repeat. You say it again, students repeat. And then they write the sentence or phrase. The error correction here is you're using caps. That's capitalization. Does your sentence have a capital letter? Does your sentence make sense? Does your sentence have punctuation? And does your sentence have correct spelling? For step 5, you're going to introduce new material. You're going to directly teach the sound, place value, and added information. This is the letter blank, which says blank. So this is how you'd introduce it to students. You would also introduce the place value and or added information. And then students would trace. With any errors of reading within that new material, they're tracing. With any errors of spelling, they're touch spelling. Then for your sight words that are within your lesson, you're going to show the sight word card and say the word. Students will then repeat. Students trace the letters on the table while saying the letter names. Students repeat the word again, and they write the word 3 times. If any students make an error, you would say this is a sight word and it cannot be sounded out. Then you would have them say the word again, and they would say the letter names as they trace. An additional step of 5 is new material concept or skill, and this is when you're providing direct and explicit instruction for syllable types, syllable division patterns, prefix, suffix, or roots. And with the programs that we have available online, we have E1, E2, and E3. And for any of our mastery checks that are within the program, you want students to score 85%. Here is an example of when you log on to the portal and you click on your lesson, what you would see. So you would click on just the specific number that you would want to go through. Under that resource tab is lined paper, different worksheets that you can utilize within your group. Here's an example of the lesson sequence. So you would start with step 1 where you're having students read the sounds. Then step 2, they're spelling the sounds. Step 3, they're reading the words. Step 4, they're spelling the words. And then step 5, they're going through the new material. An additional resource that you can utilize in extended school year would be Sora. And all students have access for Sora through their class link. Sora is just a great way that students can read books, they can check out books digitally from the library. And you can see on your screen, they have just different ways that once you log on to ClassLink and you click on the app, they have sweet reads, they have available now, popular subjects, ebooks, audiobooks, most popular, and then the next great read. So it's just a great opportunity for your students to have access to text. Another great resource is Raz Kids. With Raz Kids, they have a wonderful Getting Started guide that's within your literacy resource file. In the Getting Started guide, you can see where the resource tab in the search bar is located. Some of my favorite resources within the program is the focused instruction. I love the closed reading packs. They're great to utilize within your groups or the passages. You can also, under the resource tab, you see foundational skills. The decodable texts are great to utilize. You can project them, you can print them. Also, I love in the writing, vocabulary, and word work, you have just different graphic organizers. You can practice handwriting. So just great resources. Overall, on this slide, you see just different types of text that you can utilize within your group that are available on RazKids. Another great resource is the University of Florida Literacy Institute resources. Using the link that you see provided on the screen, you can then click on that link and you're able to see different resources that are free that you can project to support phonemic awareness, phoneme grapheme correspondence, decoding, encoding, irregular and high frequency words, connected text, and writing. Another wonderful resource is the Florida Center for Reading Research. They have center activities that highlight the 5 components of reading, so that phonological awareness piece, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. On your screen, you see a screenshot of the 4th and 5th grade resources. So these are just great student activities to utilize within your groups this summer. Reading Eggs is a program that we have a link. The link is available within that literacy resource folder. It is a program that you would have access to for 30 days, so it's a trial. And within Reading Eggs, when you set up your account using that link, you then have a teacher portal that has printables that you can utilize. You can also put your students within the portal and they can practice their phonics skills, they can read text. So just another great resource for you to utilize. There's also available with Reading Eggs are recorded webinars that you can learn more about the program if you're interested, or reach out to me if you have any questions. And I just want to say thank you. Please reach out to me. My contact information is in the literacy resource file, and I hope you have a wonderful summer.